My Kickstart Recruitment Challenge. Welcome to episode 8. This week, I'm going to talk to you about recruitment and why I've decided to do a 3-day challenge. Now, almost every day, I get some messages or emails or texts or something like that asking me one of two questions. They always ask, Carl, how do I get more clients, or how do I get more staff? Now, usually, most salons don't need either, certainly not in the short term, but that's probably a different podcast, right? So I get these messages and I know the answers, and I got to be honest, I don't roll my eyes. I wouldn't say I roll my eyes, A, because I don't roll them, but secondly, because I know how important it is for salons to have staff and to have the right staff as well. But I often think I have a lot of salons that I'm coaching that don't have staffing issues. So why is it that some salons can have no staffing issues? When I say no staffing issues, I mean they have their recruitment under control. They certainly have staffing issues, but they have their recruitment under control. Whilst the majority of salons always seem to have some kind of recruitment issue. And that certainly seems to be true in the UK and the USA. So I'm assuming that most countries have got this issue. And then when you really analyze it, I was thinking, I also work with a lot of salons that sell a lot of retail. Yet the majority of salons don't sell much retail at all. Then I was thinking, well, I work with a lot of salons that are awesome at rebooking their clients at the right times, but the majority of salons don't rebook properly at all. And then I was thinking that I work with a lot of salons that are incredible at marketing, yet most salons are pretty poor at it. Some salons don't have a handle on their social media, and way too many salons don't even have a website. And that made me realize that salon owners who really want to succeed will get things done. And those who don't get things done, if you like, those who aren't motivated, aren't focused, are going to continue to have problems. And sadly, recruitment is exactly the same. In fact, with a little bit of analysis, you can see that the salons that got problems with recruitment also tend to have problems with things like retailing, marketing, rebooking, and all the other things as well. So there is a real connection here. Now, see if you can spot yourself in this scenario. Are you one of these people who believe that recruitment can't be done because you've found something to blame? All right, now there's the recruiters or the salon owners who don't blame all these things. They might be aware of them, they might understand them, they might have thought about them at some stage, but they aren't a focus of their life. But if you were saying to yourself something like, as an example, the colleges don't really deliver high quality apprentices or high quality juniors for my business. That may or may not be true, but if you're focusing on it, you aren't going to solve your recruitment problem. Maybe you've been blaming the self-employed market. Maybe say, I can't get staff because everyone wants to be self-employed now. So there we go. Can't be done. Or maybe, listen to last week's podcast. Maybe it's the young workers. Maybe it's their culture. But whatever it is, if you're finding yourself in a position where you're blaming something, in essence, you've found your answer. So you're not going to seek more answers. But maybe because you're listening to this podcast, maybe you're going to do my challenge. Maybe you can get over that hurdle, and maybe I'm going to be able to help you, right? I think it's got to be fair. I think you've got to be fair with yourself, actually, and just say that it's your fault. I know you guys don't like to think of it like that. Maybe you got to think, look, it's just my fault. I just simply haven't taken either the right action in the past, or what I see in most business facets, especially all the things I mentioned earlier about retail, etc., is you don't take enough action. So either not the right action or not enough action totally. Personally, I think it's somewhere in between. So I think most salons are satisfied with their excuses for recruitment, and they're trying a little bit, but not too much. And I think there's quite a few salon owners, and I hope I'm talking to you, that simply just don't know where to start. It must be pretty scary in a way that if you're listening to social media and everyone out there is telling you that you can't get staff, or maybe let's rephrase that. If you're listening to social media or watching social media and everyone else is saying they can't get staff, well, maybe that doesn't mean that you can't. Just because they are not taking the right actions, because they've spotted their blame action, if you like, it doesn't mean that you have to follow suit. So what I decided to do is I'm going to kind of up the ante for a week or two, and I'm going to do a 3-day challenge. So what I want you to do is I want people to learn, and I want people to understand recruitment. I want people to understand that recruitment isn't a matter of throwing an ad on social media and hoping for the best. So, like I said, I've set up this 3-day challenge, which is open for registration from today. So, you dive in the podcast notes, you can grab the link and you can register today. It's totally free, guys. So just register. The day before we start, I'm going to be having a little launch party as well, just to tell you the rules, how you can get your copies. I might even tell you about some prizes as well. But that's going to be going on. And then we're going to have 3 evenings where we are going to talk about recruitment. We're going to be focusing on some specific things. So we're going to start on the Sunday evening. So the launch will be Saturday night. Sunday evening, we're going to make a start. The first thing I'm going to do with you, I want you to understand recruitment marketing. So I don't mean just like, let's do an ad and throw it on social media. I want you to understand recruitment marketing. So, I don't want to give too much away on the podcast because I want you to come along. I want you to kind of invest your time in learning this stuff. But I want you to understand how this type of marketing works. How does recruitment marketing work? How do we actually connect with the candidates, with our future employees? So we've all seen the recruitment ads, and we, asking for people, begging, pleading for staff. But what do we have really? We see all the ads out there, no one comments, and we see the tumbleweeds pass by. I'm going to tell you why this happens and what you need to do to connect with these candidates. So we are really going to drill down on this first phase of how do I connect with the right people. You need to understand your story. So once you understand your own story, once you understand your own business, we're then going to move on to other things. We're going to move on to other key areas to consider when you're doing the actual adverts themselves. So just for now, just think of it like this. Everyone is motivated by something. I mean, everyone in the world is motivated by something. Whether it's me motivated by motorbikes or whether it's children motivated by sweets, everyone is motivated by something. But what actually motivates someone to change jobs? What are they really looking for? And what do you need to do, or what do you need to address? All this stuff about recruitment, it's not rocket science. In fact, I don't think it's a science at all. But what it is a series of steps. In many ways, they're a series of logical steps. And once I've explained them to you, you'll be like, yep, I've got it. The good thing is, and it's like other things as well, like retail as an example. Once you get the steps in place, almost any salon or any salon owner can implement them. Whether you will or not remains to be seen. But if you want to get your recruitment strategy in place, you got to kind of follow some kind of blueprint. I'm gonna begin to help you with that. You'll be surprised what we're going to do in these sessions. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're going to be very interested about thinking about your business in a different way. Now, most people don't know about my recruitment history. They don't know what qualifies me to be giving you this advice and running recruitment challenges. But I can tell you that I've probably interviewed more people than anyone else in this industry. I've probably interviewed well over 1,000 people, maybe heading towards 2,000 people. But let's stick with 1,000 people and across different businesses as well. So I want to kind of pass on as much of this as I can. And one of the areas that I really, really do like to focus on is, you see people on social media and they're scrabbling around, sometimes with, 1 or 2 hours to go before an interview. And they're asking, like, what kind of the questions should I ask? What are the best questions? So in the third session, I'm going to share with you some of my secrets and on how to avoid interviewing mistakes. So this is going to make a big difference, guys. This is going to make a big difference to who you end up employing, and it might help you out in terms of legalities as well, because we have to be careful when we're recruiting that we follow all legislation as well. And what I want you to really believe is that you can get employees or self employed workers. The principles are very, very similar, and the challenge will deal with both of them in different ways. So, depending on your setup, you can. I want you to believe it. I want you to believe that you can get employees or self employed workers into your business. What I don't want you to believe is that you can achieve great recruitment or build a team just by chance, or by the sound of things, by continuing to do what you're already doing. What you need is a dedicated strategy. And it's the same. It's the same as marketing or retailing or any of the business principles. You've got to have a great strategy and you've got to execute it. So if you want to start to solve some of your recruitment issues, this would be a great place to start. All you have to do is pop into the podcast notes. I've mentioned it a couple of times already. You can register for free and then you will be ready for the challenge. And who knows, this might set you on the way to great recruitment. And that's all for this week. Thank you for joining me for the Kickstart Recruitment Challenge on the Salon Help Good to Go podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave me a review. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.